Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a little Chanel skincare haul. Here I have a couple of the pieces that they launched recently. Everything is already available on Chanel.com, but yesterday I ran over to my favorite beauty boutique at Brickell City Center, and there I picked out the Legumage Cleansing Gel, Legumage Exfoliating Gel, and the Masque. This is the new Vitamin Clay Mask. I also have the Lift Night Cream, Creme de Nuit. I picked this up a couple weeks ago, but this is also a new product. They have a new Camellia Hydrating Mask. I want to say there might be one or two other items. I will list everything down below in case you'd like to check it out. So today I will unbox everything, demonstrate, and share my first impressions of the new skincare. Before we dive right in, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. This is our Pink Sparkly Bubble on YouTube, where we talk about luxury beauty, fragrance, fashion, emphasis on Chanel, but everything glam. So if that sounds like you, join our community by subscribing, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. First, let's quickly talk about these pieces because they aren't really new. They are, but they aren't. You probably remember when a few years ago, Chanel hit the reset button on all of their skincare. They took away everything and they brought out a very condensed lineup, but they were missing a gel cleanser. Fast forward to today, we now have Le Gel Anti-Pollution Cleansing Gel, which replaced the old Gel Purité. If you remember, with the white bottle, black cap, green lettering, I loved that gel cleanser. That was one of my favorites. The Gel Purité and the Mousse Cleanser, Mousse Douceur. The new anti-pollution cleansing gel retails for $45. That's one thing they did keep the same as the price. Key ingredients include blue microalgae, which is the same ingredient found in the entire Hydra Beauty line, so I imagine it might have that same scent. It also contains marine salicornia extract to hydrate and strengthen. I was planning to wait and pick this up later on when I finished my La Mousse, but I am slowly but surely getting to the bottom of that little squeezy tube. I probably have a couple more months because you know it lasts forever, but I figured why not? I was just so curious. I wanted to go ahead and try this out. I felt it on the back of my hand when I was in store and it felt very silky, almost like an oily gel cleanser. So looking forward to this. Hopefully it helps remove all of my makeup. Next we have the new anti-pollution exfoliating gel, Gommage. This also retails for $45, and I want to say this was originally part of the Precision skincare line. I remember years ago when I worked at the counter, this didn't come in stock that often, and it wasn't really incredibly popular, so I was not surprised when they got rid of it. Also, the little micro beads were very soft. You could barely get any scrub. This formula contains purple microalgae, marine seawater, and jojoba beads to scrub. They recommend you use it twice a week. I know some people really like a gentle scrub. I like my exfoliator to feel like sandpaper. I like a really tough grit. I want to feel it removing all of the dead skin from my face, which probably isn't a good thing. I should probably go a little bit more light-handed, so maybe this will be good for me. I also felt this on the back of my hand. It feels more promising than the original Gommage. Still pretty soft, so I think this might be that perfect middle ground where it's not too hard, but it's also gives you a little something, you know, you can feel that it is working on the back of your hand. So I'm excited to try this out. Last but certainly not least, I also picked up the new Le Masque. This is the Anti-Pollution Vitamin Clay Mask. This retails for $50, so it's a little bit pricier. I know they used to have a clay mask, also part of the Precision line. Didn't get a lot of inventory, wasn't really that popular. I know some people swore by it, but that was just your basic white clay mask. I don't think it had any vitamins in it. It wasn't a vitamin C mask, so I am incredibly interested in this. Online it says there are a couple different ways you can use the mask. So the first way is to apply a very small amount to clean dry skin for 2 minutes to prep for makeup. It doesn't say whether or not you need to wipe it away. It just says apply a very small amount to clean skin. The way it's written, it kind of makes me feel like you're supposed to leave it on. And then the other way is to apply a thick layer, let it sit 10 minutes to thoroughly detox, rinse with warm water twice a week. That's the way I'm going to use it today, just because I don't have a lot of masks like that and I want to feel the full detox. But I am very curious to see what this would feel like underneath makeup. I guess as a makeup primer. It doesn't say under or over moisturizer. I'm gonna have to ask a few more questions about that. I'm just not quite sure. The ingredients in this mask sound amazing. It's a creamy, non-drying face mask that deeply purifies, comforts, and replenishes with French and kaolin clay, maracuja extract, vitamin C, and vitamin E. And then I'm not quite ready to do a full review on this new Le Lift Creme de Nuit, but it is a new product, so this will be the last step of my skincare routine for today's video. I want to use it for at least a full 28 days, maybe even longer. That's really the minimum period of time you should wait before you review skincare. But I can tell you that I really love the way this feels on my skin. I love the way my skin feels the next morning. And I love the fact that Chanel has committed to making the Le Lift line more natural. The Creme de Nuit is composed of 94% natural origin ingredients. Key ingredients include botanical alfalfa concentrate. It's grown organically in France, full of minerals and trace elements. It's supposed to be as effective as retinol, but really gentle on the skin. It also contains the neuroactive night complex, which combines silver needle tea and hyaluronic acid. If you're new to Chanel skincare or you're just curious, a resource I highly recommend would be Chanel.com. They have this entire series now called Behind the Jar or Beyond the Jar. I will link it down below. They give you an in-depth look at all of the skincare lines, all of the ingredients, the research, the benefits for all of the products, which is a great tool. Before I was properly trained and went through education classes with Chanel, I had no idea that they did so much research. They've never been a research first type of brand. Chanel is first and foremost a luxury brand, but they do put a ton of time, years go into every single new development with their skincare. So if you're interested, I would suggest watching a couple of those videos. It might answer some more questions. Now it's time for me to demonstrate and put all these new products to the test. So the first step for me is to remove my makeup. I always double cleanse. There is not a single cleanser on earth that is going to remove all of this makeup, dirt, and debris. So usually I go in with an oil cleanser. I love a balm type of cleanser. I remove my makeup first and then I go in with my cleanser. I'm gonna do that first and then I will come back and I will take you through this new skincare routine. I'm gonna do my second cleanse first and then I'm gonna go in with the Gommage. So first I'm going to pump out Le Gel. It feels so thin, it's really nice. I have a light lather going and I'm just going to rub that all over my face. Since I had a lot of makeup on, I'm going to use my Luna 3 from Foreo Sweden as well. My skin feels really smooth. It feels really fresh. Not too dry, not stripped. Not really hydrated either, but my skin feels pretty balanced. I like that gel cleanser, it's nice. I feel very clean. Clean, but not too tight. But that's perfect because now I'm going in with the Gommage. I squeezed out maybe a large pea size. The little beads are suspended within a gel, so you really don't have to use water or wet your skin first. You can just immediately start massaging it. Depending on how rough you want it to be, if you want it to be really gentle, you could add some water. But if you like a little bit of grit, like I do, you can just go straight in with the cream. The beads don't just disappear, which is nice. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them on my fingers. They're teeny tiny. It's definitely more abrasive than it used to be. It's still not my favorite exfoliator. I like it, but I don't love it. Ooh, my skin feels so soft now. It probably exfoliated a little bit more than I realized. And it helps that I went in with the Luna. My skin feels very soft. Feels soft, feels clean, but it feels like I need treatment. Like I really want to just slather on moisturizer or something. Now it's time for the mask. Another day I'll try this in a very small amount, thin layer to prep for makeup. Today I'm going to slather on a thick layer and let it sit for 10 minutes so I can get the full results of the detox. Whew, it's really thick, it's like toothpaste. I don't know why, I thought it would be a little bit creamier since they say it's a creamy clay mask. I don't know why. Okay. Ooh. Doesn't really have a fragrance. I think this is fragrance free. I can smell a little bit of clay, but that's it. It just kind of smells light and fresh. Has this really pretty peachy color. I don't know what this consistency is like. It's like pudding. I feel like I'm putting butterscotch pudding on my face. I cannot get over that smell. It doesn't even really have a strong scent. It's just so light and nice. I don't think that's quite thick enough, so I want to layer on a little bit more. Get my forehead. The only place on my face that I ever really need to detox is my chin and around my nose. So that's where I'm going to really double up. Right here, I have a little blemish. I do a little bit more on my chin. I think I'm set. That's thick enough. So I'm going to set my stopwatch for 10 minutes and then I will come back and rinse it off. I waited a full 10 minutes and then I went to the bathroom and I washed off the mask. Right now my skin feels very dry, like bone dry, very clean, squeaky clean, but incredibly dry. It feels the way it normally feels after a traditional clay mask, which just wasn't really what I was expecting because I thought this was a creamy clay mask. It didn't dry down, which it did dry down a little bit, not a lot. I noticed towards the end it wasn't super creamy. It didn't stay creamy hydrating like pudding. It started to dry down. It got really thick and goopy and you could see little lines starting to form wherever I was talking and my face was creasing because it wanted to dry down. So maybe it's true that it doesn't completely dry down, but after 10 minutes, if you leave it on the full 10 minutes, it will start to dry. It doesn't wash off really easily either, the way a normal clay mask does. So I kind of thought because it didn't dry down that it would just rinse right off. But around my nose and certain little areas, I really had to rub and rub and rub to get the mask to completely come off. It took a minute to remove, but now my skin does feel incredibly detoxified. A little bit dry, a little bit dusty. It doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel hydrated. Like I definitely need to go in with moisturizer, a thick moisturizer. I'm not sure I am gonna do this mask every week or twice a week. I think I will save this mask for those times that I'm going through a breakout, if I'm feeling really oily, congested, if I truly need to detox my skin, that's when I will use this mask. And if you have that skin type, if you have a lot of oil, if you're acne prone, if you have a lot of congested pores, this would be an incredible mask for you. But if you don't really deal with breakouts, I don't know why you would need this. I guess maybe the vitamin C. It's not a burning sensation. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't burn. But if you've used a lot of clay masks, clay detoxifying masks that do dry down, You know that feeling when you remove it, it just kind of feels kind of tight, a little bit tingly. That's how I'm feeling right now. Far more intense mask than I expected. Most of the Chanel skincare is so gentle. Everything is for all skin types. So I did not expect to have this reaction to the mask. It says on the back of the box, all skin types. All skin types, all skin types. All of these products, they're anti-pollution, but they're for all skin types. And that was one of the changes they made when they did change all of the skincare. It used to be that you would fall into one of three categories. Sensitive, which were the blue products. Normal skin were the pink products, and then you had green, which was mattifying. So if you had oily skin, you would use the green cleanser, the green toner, the green everything else. Then when they brought back the new cleansers and the tonique, everything was supposed to be for all skin types. And I was very skeptical at first. I thought, why did they do that? There's no possible way all of these products are going to be for all skin types. Like if you're oily, would you really want an oil cleanser? But now that I've used them all and I have them all, I do think they're all incredibly balancing. They're all very middle of the road. So if you are really oily, they will kind of bring you back to neutral. And if you're dry, they will increase your hydration a little bit, bring you back to neutral. If you have normal skin, they will be perfect for you. This clay mask, I think, is the exception to the rule. I don't think this is really for all skin types. If you have dry skin, unless you're dealing with a breakout, congestion, I would avoid it. My face is desperate for hydration, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this Lift Creme de Nuit. The cream is really thick and you don't need a lot, so I'm going to take a small amount from the protector. I'm going to use that. There's only so much product your skin can absorb. Anything more than that is just waste. So make sure you're not using too much moisturizer, or serum for that matter. All you really need is about the size of a pencil eraser. Very small. That should cover the entire face. You might need to use more if you're bringing it down your neck, chest, décolleté. And that was the final step in my new skincare routine. My skin feels so nice. I really needed that moisturizer. It's thick, but as long as you use a small amount, it really does absorb quickly, so I don't feel greasy at all. My skin feels hydrated, it feels soft and supple, but it doesn't feel too oily. It doesn't feel like there's anything just sitting on top of my skin, which is nice. I'm really happy with the Lift. I love the fact that it's more natural. I love the new gel cleanser, amazing. I think that is the perfect second step if you're doing a double cleanse. It didn't really strip my skin. I felt squeaky clean. It feels really nice and smooth. It's such a silky lather, beautiful cleanser. I'm kind of torn between the gel and the mousse. I'm very partial. I love the mousse cleanser and it is so hard to find usually. So I'll probably go back and forth in between the two. I do really like it. The Gommage is nice. If you like a very gentle exfoliation, I think you will love it. It did exfoliate more than I thought it would. It's an upgrade from the original. Not my favorite. I could list probably 3 or 4 exfoliators that I have on hand that I do prefer over the Gommage, but for $45, it's actually one of the best prices. Depending on what you're looking for, the Chanel Gommage may or may not be right for you. The vitamin mask. Let's talk about this. Le Masque Vitamin Clay Mask. This is intense. This is very extreme detoxification. I can still feel it on my face. I can feel the effects. I was very interested in trying this as a primer and now I'm not so sure. It did feel like it dries down to a little bit of a sticky tackiness. Maybe that would be great for gripping your foundation, but I'm not sure I would want to leave this on my face. This is not a mask that I will use regularly. I think this is something that I will keep on hand for those occasions that I need detoxification. After the holidays, I'm sure this will be great. My skin always goes through all sorts of changes around that time. For the right people, this is going to be amazing. Acne prone, super oily, congested, you will love this. I don't really think it is for all skin types, so just be careful. You know, this may or may not be for you depending on what you're looking for. The Lift Creme de Nuit, so far I really love it. I will eventually go more in depth, but for now I can tell you that I love the way it feels. I like the fact that it's very thick. It's almost like the Cream Riche, but less heavy. once it applies on the skin, it seems to absorb really nicely. So my skin always feels really nice. My skin feels really nice right now, very clean. I feel like I just had a facial and they extracted everything. For now, that's all I have to say about these products, so that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.